We had a hostage crisis in Algeria. We don't have it anymore because almost everybody involved is dead. It was an epic disaster by the Algerian government. Now, first of all, of course, the militants are at fault. They came in, apparently they were wearing Algerian army uniforms. Reports are that they came in from Mali, where militants are having clashes with the French government. The U.S. government is also backing the French government. So, of course, now we've called them terrorists. And look, they were trying to do a coup against the legitimate government in the south. So that's a complicated issue, but it has spilled over to Algeria. And here, the group was a fascinating one. It included 2 Canadians among the militants that did the takeover of the oil field. Okay, they also had people from Egypt, Mali, Niger, Tunisia, as well as 3 Algerians that were in the group. Apparently, the former driver at the plant had been part of this as well because they knew the facilities really well. They had been planning this for 2 months. So they go in, and the first thing they're going to try to do is capture some of the foreign workers at the plant. There was 790 Algerian workers, 134 foreigners from 26 different countries. They go to get the bus, and that's when absolute hell breaks loose. They capture some of the foreigners. They also capture the Algerians. Interestingly, they immediately release the Algerians, but they keep the foreigners. They make some of the foreigners wear basically suicide belts with bombs strapped to them. So it's an incredibly dangerous and precarious situation. So what does the Algerian government do? They blunder right into it. And they start shooting on some of the people, the militants, who are taking the hostages away from a helicopter. But the hostages are inside the vehicle that's leaving. Why would you shoot at it? No, this is an epic failure. You know, it's early on, so people aren't, as far as I've seen so far in the press, blaming the Algerian government that much. From what I can see, they need to blame them a lot more. You know what the results were? 38 hostages killed, 29 militants as well. I don't care about the militants, okay? But 38 of the hostages were killed, 7 Japanese workers and 3 workers from the U.S., 3 workers from Britain dead. Now, we don't know where 3 of the militants are, and 5 of the hostages are unaccounted for at this point. Apparently, 7 of the Americans made it out safely. But my God, what are you doing? Here's what you need to do. Wait for SEAL Team 6. Look, surround the area in however you're going to do it. And I know they're threatening to blow things up and kill people. But they killed almost all of them anyway when you went in there thinking you were Rambo. You know what the U.S. has? Excellent snipers. Wait for our snipers. What is the matter with you? Look, it's not just ours. And it's not just like, oh, the Americans are better. No, they have a lot of training, and they've done this a lot. Our snipers hit 3 pirates on a Somali pirate ship in the water. Both boats are going up and down. 3 bullets, 3 dead guys. And they had guns to the hostages' heads. Wait for the cavalry. Instead, they didn't. Now, why? Look, let's look at this a little bit more and find out. Now, the president was speaking here the Algerian prime minister, he's Abdelmalek Salal, and he said that he justified the helicopter attack Thursday on vehicles filled with hostages out of the fear the kidnappers were attempting to escape. Look, I got that. They're trying to escape. But if they have the hostages with them, shooting at their vehicles, with heavy weaponry, by the way, isn't going to accomplish your goal. Now, that sounds profoundly stupid to say, all right, look, they're almost getting away. We got to protect the hostages. Let's shoot at them, right? Unless your priority isn't protecting the hostages. They led us into a real labyrinth in negotiations that became unreasonable. Oh, well, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, so the negotiations were unreasonable, so we bum rushed them. This is so stupid, right? Now, here we get to the Associated Press reporting that might begin to give us an idea of why this went down this way. The Algerian Special Forces assault on the refinery on Saturday that killed the last group of militants and hostages came after the kidnappers attempted to destroy the complex. Now, do you get why that's so important? And the Prime Minister in his speech kept saying, oh, there was one hero here, one hero. Now, who was the hero? Is it the guy who saved everybody's life? No. It was the guy who shut down the plant in a way where the oil wasn't going to blow up. Now, look, if the whole place blows up, it's disastrous. And I get why you would want to prevent that, obviously, right? But understand, almost everyone died anyway, whether it got blown up or not. There's some chance the priority was protecting the property. We've got a really important oil field there. We don't want to mess with that. They got bombs. I don't know where they're going, but we're going to kill them all before they blow up the place. If some hostages die along the way, well, that's a sad day. Look, you can't say with certainty that's what happened. But when you look at the facts and you look at their explanation for it, it doesn't look good. Otherwise, you wait for the cavalry. And here these knuckleheads didn't do it at all. And you might begin to understand why they didn't when you see how much importance they put to making sure the refinery was fine, no matter what happened to the hostages.